What's up, Bills fans? We're doing this one a little up close and personal. Switch it up this week. Try something new. It's week 5. The Bills are 0-4. Who would have thought it? Well, we got the Jaguars coming in this week in Buffalo, and I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. The Jags just upset the Colts, and they're looking pretty good. But Maurice Jones-Drew just practiced on Friday, so he's gonna he's probably gonna play, no doubt. His backup probably will not. It looks like their left guard has got an ankle injury, and they might be without a linebacker, so might help our running game a little bit. What a rough start for Bills fans. Trent Edwards got released and picked up by Jags. He's the number 2 quarterback, so he's going to give away some calls this week. I think it might be a big deal, but I think Gailey's going to do a good job of covering all that up. I mean, you can really switch it up week to week. Quarterback can only give some signs and some signals, so not really worried about what Trent Edwards can give them. Was kind of a little disappointing, the Marshawn Lynch trade. A 4th rounder and a possible 5th or 6th, depending on how well he plays next year. Wow, that's it, huh? We draft a running back, and all we get is that from our other running back? You kind of expected it, though, when we went with running back in the 1st round this year. So, everyone thought Marshawn Lynch was leaving. The 3-back system might have worked better if we were winning games. Due to the fact we weren't, they're starting to they're getting worried a little bit as coaching staff. I think they're trying to get about 10 draft picks next year, and maybe use some of those draft picks to maybe trade and so forth and so on. So I'm really curious how the Bills are going to work out next year. But I hate to use the word rebuilding because I'm tired of rebuilding. I can't believe I'm thinking about rebuilding on week 5 of the NFL season. It's ridiculous. I'd just like to point out that the 1992 San Diego Chargers made the playoffs starting 0-4. So that's our only bright spot of the video. It's not over yet. We could still make it. We'd have to go like 10-6. So it'd be ridiculously crazy, but it'd be fun to watch. I'm picking Paul Plesney to be the player of the game this week. I think we got to stop the run. Gailey said it just as best as he could in his meeting with the team. He said if we can't stop the run, we're not going to win games. No matter how good our offense is, no matter how good our special teams is, if we can't stop the run, we will not win ball games. We averaged over 200 plus yards the week before last, and we over had 200 yards last week too. It's ridiculous. I don't know how many yards we've averaged this whole year, but we're probably dead last in running against the rush in the league. It's ridiculous. Every time they carry the ball, it's like a high school game. They get 7-8 yards a chunk. Why would the offensive coordinator or the other team call anything else but runs? Run, 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 play action. Run, 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 screen. Run, 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 dump pass. I mean, that's all you got to do to beat Buffalo, so that's all I would do. And until we can stop the run, the NFL will just run all over us, even with their backup backs. Because our line sucks, our linebackers are weak. I mean, we're switching from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and our transition has been terrible. Terrible. Before, we thought we couldn't stop the run last year. We were giving up a $152, almost 200. This year, we're giving up 2+. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what to say about all that. The running game, I can't say anything else about it. I mean, I guarantee we draft more linebackers and more DNs and more defense next year because this is ridiculous. We can't stop the run. Ever. I mean, when we stop the run one time, it's a celebration. But we got to keep doing it every play. We can't. It seems like the defenses are doing exactly what I said. They're just running the ball on us. Our defense cannot stop the run, and then when we stack the box, they're just going to pass it. And we saw that against everybody. I mean, the Patriots did it to us perfect. The Jets did it to us even worse. So you can definitely tell that the Patriots and the Jets are on top of our division, and the Dolphins and the Bills are on the bottom. If the Buffalo Bills were 1-3, we would just be like the bottom of the league anyway. So being 0-4 does suck. I'm not really worried about it right this moment. All I'm worried about is the Jag game this week. Hopefully we can just get a win and go into bye week against Baltimore and do some good positive practicing. Because without winning, practice becomes very, very docile. I'm sure a lot of players are sick and tired of this 0-4 start. It's ridiculous. If we had pulled a win out in Miami, maybe, you know, but other than that, every other game, the Packers, the Patriots, and the Jets have all been just ass whoopings. Whoopings. And I wouldn't be surprised to see lots of changes this year in our team. I wouldn't be surprised if we got rid of Lee Evans before the year was over. Because this is how crazy it is. You know, I don't think we'll trade him to the Patriots like somebody said on the internet, ESPN or whatnot. We're not getting rid of him in our division. We're not stupid. But I wouldn't doubt if we start getting rid of some of our better players for more draft picks, because that's how Buddy Nix rebuilds teams. Is he takes the players they have, trades them to other teams for more draft picks, and then drafts lots of talent. That's what we do with San Diego, and that's what he's going to try to do here. So as a Bills fan who owns a lot of jerseys and has a lot of autographs, you know, it's really depressing to see all my favorite players go. But Buddy Nix did address something good yesterday. He said that, you know, you got to be patient with the process. Well, I've been patient 10 years with the process, and I know this is your first year here, but you know, as a Bills fan, we are sick and tired of waiting and rebuilding and in the process. And in this day and age, you would think any team could get better in 1 year, aka 1-15, the Miami Dolphins. So there's no excuses. I'm sorry. Getting rid of Marshawn Lynch was good. You got to free up more time for C.J. Spiller, and Freddie Jackson's going to get the ball obviously more. Why would you draft a #1 draft pick, only use him on kickoff returns, and carry the ball 3 times in the 4th quarter? Very good point. So we should have gotten rid of Marshawn Lynch the week we drafted C.J. Spiller. We should have gotten 3rd rounder for him before the year instead of a 4th rounder now. And you know, you say, what if? Well, what if Freddie Jackson twists an ankle and C.J. Spiller's got all that load on him? Well, he's our #1 draft pick. If you thought he was the man, then we should use him. And if you didn't think he was the man, then we shouldn't have drafted him. So it's kind of like, well, the Bills have good running backs this year, and they draft a running back. It's ridiculous. And now we look at how we can't stop the run, and how we can barely stop the pass. So I think this last year's draft, we should have drafted a little differently. And I know that if I went to a brand new team and the team stunk, and I was the head coach, I'd want to draft somebody very fast and talented like C.J. Spiller. And I understand why he did it. I do. You know, to score points, Buffalo's not good at scoring points. No one thought the transition from the 4-3 to the 4-3 to the 3-4 would be so painful. So I understand that's why we did draft a nose tackle in the 2nd round. But you know, he hasn't been able to really beat out our other guy, Kyle Williams. You know, that was there before. He made the transition better than the guy out of college. So I don't know. I'm really thinking that next year, with the 1st round, the Buffalo Bills will take linebacker. You see the 49ers did it with Patrick Willis, and that really worked out real well. And that was the year we were supposed to get Patrick Willis, and instead I think we got Marshawn Lynch. I don't remember. But, yeah. Well, I got nothing else to say, Bills fans. We played the Jaguars this year in Buffalo. I've been to Jacksonville twice because I live in Florida nearby, about 3 hours west in Panama City Beach, Florida. So I've been to Jacksonville twice. It's a very nice stadium. They don't sell out, and it's ridiculous. I think they'll definitely be in LA before Buffalo. When they didn't draft Tim Tebow just to sell tickets and to create fans in the fan base of Florida was stupid. I mean, Tim Tebow was on the board, and they passed on him for a for a D-end or something. So, you know, I thought that was a real bad lose. In the next 7 years, when Jacksonville's shipping over to LA, you can remember I said it first. But we got to beat Jacksonville this year. We got to stop the run. We got to be able to pass better. We got to be able to run the ball. You know, keep their defense off the field. Jacksonville likes to run the ball. We've been pretty good about stopping the run for Jacksonville lately, holding Jones-Drew to like 35 yards average a game, which is ridiculous. I mean, nobody holds Jones-Drew to 35 yards a game. And for us to do it these last few years has been very special. But now I think Jones-Drew's going to get his revenge on us and run all day. Because we haven't been able to stop anybody this year, except for the Dolphins a little bit. And they really didn't stop them a lot, just a little bit. You know, so I think we're going to have to stop the run. David Garrard, if we can pressure him a little bit, you know, from stopping the run, will force Garrard to beat us. And that's what we need. If we cannot force the quarterbacks in the NFL to beat us today by stopping the run, we will not win more than 3 or 4 games this whole year. So we got to stop the run. When you know your team's weaknesses, you go right for it. And our weakness is we can't stop the run. So the Jags are going to run the ball. And if I have to say run, one more run in time, I'm going to run myself right out the door. So I'm so sick of it. So until next week, which is bye week, I will not throw a video up. Maybe some injury or release or trade news. But looks like maybe we can beat the Jags. I'm really hoping 24-21, a close one for our first victory going into the bye week. Some positive news for all the Bills fans and players out there. And also, this will be the first blackout in Buffalo Bill since 2006. We kind of thought it was going to happen this year. Unless we start on a fiery start, those Bills fans wouldn't have bought up all those extra tickets. We're talking about 10,000 seats. So, and the Ralph looked pretty empty yesterday about third quarter, if anyone looked. I mean, last Sunday, third quarter looked pretty pathetic out there in the stands. Everybody was walking out. And so it just shows that this could be a really rough year for the Buffalo Bills' income and how much money they're going to make. So, another rough year for Bills fans. Hopefully we can finish the year 7-9, some shit like that. Because right now we're 0-4, and to think I'm thinking I want to start 7-9 is ridiculous. So I just want to say, let's not give up out there. Let's be positive, and we're gonna get those guys this week. Let's go Bills!